So today is the 14th of January 2012, and I'm just here at the new place where I'm staying for the winter term. I'm back in Waterloo again doing my very last term of school, so I'm living in some student housing, and I'm just going to give a quick little tour of the house where I live. So believe it or not, when I was in second year I actually lived in this very same house, and actually I ended up in the exact same room. And I really like this place because it's really close to campus. Although it is, a student house, it's probably been a house that's been occupied by students for probably, 20 years or so, or probably more than that. And you can definitely tell by the inside it's quite run down and, not the cleanest of things, but you really can't beat how close it is to campus. It's really, I can get to campus on my bike in about 3 or 4 minutes, which is, really convenient when you go to campus and back and forth a lot, especially when I'm in fourth year as I am now. One of the reasons I chose to live here again was because this house comes with a nice garage at the back, and I used to love keeping my bikes in there. It was really convenient. You come out this door right here, you go right in there and grab your bike and you get to class really quickly. Although unfortunately the property is owned by somebody else now, and they decided that they don't want students to have access to the garage anymore, so unfortunately I can't store my bike in the garage, but I've made my own little bike shelter, which I've had to do twice in the past, and it usually works out pretty well. It's not the worst. So I got my bike underneath this tarp here, and the way it works is you just push it in there, and it's underneath a roof, so it's pretty much covered, and all the tarp does really is it keeps the snow and the rain and stuff that's blowing in from coming in. And then this little bit of the tarp just hooks on here to the wall, and it keeps it relatively covered. I'm probably going to add another tarp that goes along this back face to keep stuff from flying in from there. So I'll just give a quick little tour of the inside of the house. So it's a basement. I'm living in the basement of this house. This house actually has 8 different rooms. So 4 on the first floor and 4 in the basement. And I'm living in the basement, and it's actually the exact same room where I lived in the school year 2008-2009. I lived here I had a 12-month lease, and I sublet it for 4 months. But the rest of it, I was living there, so I lived there for a total of 8 months. So down the stairs, you go down. It's not the cleanest. I did a little bit to clean it up, but it could be cleaner. Anyways, there's a fridge right at the bottom of the stairs, like there, and that door there leads to the furnace room. This is the washing machine and dryer, little closet sort of area back here, which is right next to the washroom. So pretty typical washroom, really not very clean. So I got a shower and sink and stuff, and somebody decided they wanted to dye their hair and to really clean up afterwards, so it's not very clean in here, but that's okay. Not a huge deal. So there's one room that's right there, and you walk into the kitchen area, which is right here. So it's pretty typical kitchen. We got a stove, microwave, toaster oven, cutting board, sink, dirty dishes in the sink, cupboard space. I've got all my stuff in this cupboard over here, and I got a few dishes of my own to do. And this area here is just kind of a common area, but there's really not any couches or anything, and we don't really do anything out here. So I just kind of store some of my stuff there. So I got some clothes that are drying right there right now, and I got some bike stuff in there. And then this leads to my bedroom, which is right here. There's another bedroom that's right beside it, and another bedroom in the back corner over there. But this is the exact same room that I had 2.5 years ago, and it's a pretty good bedroom. I like it. So we got a window that's out here. You can actually see out there and see what the weather's doing a little bit. Then I got my computer desk over here, and I got some stringed instruments that are all kind of crammed together in that little area, but you can still get to them all pretty easily without moving too much. And then I got this shelf that I've had for a few terms now, with lots of my smaller instruments that usually sit on there. And there's also another shelf on the wall here where I'm keeping some of my other musical instruments. Beside my desk, I've got this dresser, which is what I actually found when I was living at my last place. I found someone was getting rid of it, and when I was moving, I had all my tools and all my bike parts and everything. I was all in that dresser, and I thought, oh, where am I going to put all that stuff? But I actually decided I'd take the dresser with me, and I just kept everything right in the drawers, and it's basically like exactly the same as it was when I left there. That's pretty good. And on top of the dresser, I've got my keyboard and an alarm clock and my printer, and there's a scanner over there as well. And then beside that, there's a little closet area with stuff you can hang up, and then storage underneath for textbooks and notes and stuff. And I got my unicycle in here. Again, I was really hoping I'd have that garage to store my stuff like unicycles and stuff, but I ended up having to leave it in the house, which not a huge deal, but I'd much rather keep it out there. So laundry, and then here's my bed. One small modification that I've made to this room so far is I modified the bed a little bit. When I first got it here, I usually like to keep my my guitar cases and like my hard shell guitar case and banjo case and a whole bunch of other stuff that I don't really use very much, but it's nice to have them here. I like to keep those underneath my bed, and they usually fit pretty nicely. But this bed, the legs on it were just a little bit too short. So what I did was I put these little feet on the bottom, just you know, a 2x4 or whatever, just cut it into a square, and then just put a screw in to hold it in place. And I did that with all 6 of the legs, and then that gave me lots of space for keeping my cases and stuff underneath there. And then there's a dresser. This is actually the dresser came with the room, and it was the same dresser that was here when I lived here before. So that's where I keep all of my clothes, all the clothes that don't fit in my closet. One thing that's a little bit strange about this place is that the door is right here, and you come in and the room's dark, and you want to turn on the lights. But the light switch for this light up here is on that wall right there. So when I was living here before, after maybe living here a week, I thought, well, this is really inconvenient. So what I did was I added a piece of string. I added these little brackets that are on the outside here, and I tied a piece of string to the end of the light switch, and I fed it through here, and I had it going up across here, and then I had these little strings that went across the room, and when you wanted to turn on the light, you just pulled down on the string, and it turned on a light. And I haven't put those back in yet, but whoever has been living here since I was living here last left the brackets for me to do that, so it'll be really easy to do. And I probably will do that, so maybe you'll see that in a future video. And that's pretty much the full tour of the room. It's definitely, you know, smaller than what I had at my last place. Last place I was living, I had a full basement apartment, so basically I had, you know, this bedroom sort of size, plus the whole rest of the basement was all mine to keep my stuff in. So it's a little bit more compacted, but I'm finding it's a lot easier to keep tidy. You know, if you got something that's sitting on the floor here, you know, you're not going to leave it there for too long because there's really nowhere else that you can walk to get around it. But anyways, that concludes my tour. Thanks for watching.